Hi folks, so I'm going to cover something. I'm going to use two examples to illustrate the same point. First one is about our conduct on social media and how that affects others. I read the Stoics, so Stoic philosophy, and one of the kind of Stoic principles is that you don't have to have an opinion on everything, and not everybody has to hear your opinion all the time. So even if I've got an opinion on something, I don't need to voice it, and I don't need to have an opinion on everything. All right, now I know that's rich coming from me when I'm opinionated on this page, but this is my page and this is what it's for. Okay, so this is a platform for me to promote my philosophy, belief systems towards dogs, interactions with people, and training methodology and that kind of thing, right? So what you know, hopefully you know the way that I run this page. I try and keep it non-argumentative. I don't let people who want to use aversive training methods have a voice here. Okay, whether you agree with that or not, that's fine. Okay, you can keep that opinion to yourself. All right, and on and on. Okay, now what can happen as a result of that, if I don't want to be spending all my time on Facebook, is that if I'm not on top of it, somebody makes a comment that somebody disagrees with. So say I counter something, somebody says, I don't know, like prong collars don't hurt or something like this. That's probably not a very good example because I wouldn't let that statement stay there. But say if I counter it, okay, and then what happens is that some of you awesome people come on and try and back up my point of view, okay, because you agree with me, okay. And what I'll say here is I've already dealt with it, okay. So I've already dealt with it and put it to bed, okay. And you'll see me saying we'll conclude things here, and what I'm really saying is we're ending this discussion here, okay. And you've seen over and over and over again on social media how quickly it deteriorates. So it can become a kind of pile-on, okay. And what I mean by that is in my previous job, we used to have debriefs after the end of a piece of work, okay. And if you've done something wrong, the first guy in the team told you did it wrong, okay, and then would give you a kicking for it, okay, verbal kicking. And then the next person would come in and they would have a shot at you as well, and then the next one and the next one, okay. So that's a pile-on, and there's no learning involved in that. All that happens is people start becoming really defensive, okay. So we become defensive about our actions, and now you start dreading going into that debrief, okay. And what it also does there is it teaches and encourages and promotes a atmosphere of bullying, okay, and a culture of bullying, and it did, okay. And I worked hard. I wasn't always successful, but I worked hard in order to try and make sure that wasn't happening. So what I used to say was, if somebody had a point to make to me, and I would then say, has anybody got a point that's different from what he's just said? And they would say no, and I says, cool, we can move on then. It's been dealt with, okay? This is not an opportunity for us to flex and give somebody a shoe. And I had to learn how to do this on social media, because I would roll my sleeves up when somebody had a point which I didn't like, and I would intellectually give them an absolute shoeing online for sport, okay? Now the reason why you might turn around and go, well, what difference does it make? Okay, I'll tell you a difference that it makes. Somebody came onto my page the other day and made a comment which I didn't agree with, okay, so I just deleted it. I then looked at their business page and I saw that this person has had some major stuff going on in their life, okay, some pretty serious stuff, okay. So I then said, well, although I don't agree with that person's wee dog running around, okay. So I'm not smiling because of this, I'm smiling because the wee dog ran past me. Although I don't agree with you, I can still treat you as a human being on this planet, despite the fact that we are diametrically opposed in our training methodologies towards our dog, okay. So I can show some sort of compassion to that person, and also what happens is if I'm showing some sort of kindness, and the kindness might be not engaging with them, okay, so that's the least kindness that we can do, okay. I don't engage with them, I make them feel the least amount of bad as they can from that interaction, the least amount of bad as they can, and hopefully the best that they can. And they're now taking that attitude into their next person that they deal with, okay? So the person at the drive-through, the barista, their family, their dog, okay? So think of just if our, and I'll come on to my next point, which I'll do tomorrow. If you give somebody a hard time online over training methodology and they're now in a rage about it or angry about it, they now can take that out on their dog, okay, or their children, or their spouse, or their co-workers, or the attendant at the petrol station, and on and on. So our actions have consequences for others. It's like throwing a pebble into the pond and seeing those negative ripples. And what I'm asking you to do, and I'm kind of imploring you, one, no pile-on in this page. I just delete them, okay? I delete a pile-on. Please don't do it. Regardless of whether you're backing me up or not, I'm a big boy, I can handle myself, okay? And I can handle the content on this page. And I know that might not be how lots of us are used to interacting on social media, all right? So be a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but thanks for bearing with me. I'm going to cover some more of it in the next video, so much love and peace to you.